This is an email we've had saying, Carl, what do you take by the well-known saying, a stitch in time saves 9?
Oh, a stitch in time saves 9. Yeah.
See, it's another one that I don't think I've picked up on a lot of these sayings that are being sort of thrown about willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly. Okay.
Willy-nilly.
No, but I, again, it's one of them like last week. I've heard of it, but
what does willy-nilly mean?
It just sort of means, carefree.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, but what does a stitch in time save 9
you
mean?
understood willy-nilly, so you used a phrase.
Yeah, it sounds nice,
you used it, you said it willy-nilly, but you sort of got the gist of it. So what does a stitch in time saves 9 mean?
I don't know.
What do you mean you
must know.
don't know? Think about it. A stitch in time saves 9.
Is it to do with sewing?
Well, yeah, sort of.
So it's not that clear.
So if you've got a jacket,
Yeah.
and the seam starts coming undone, oh, there's a little bit of seam, I'll leave it. Oh, it's getting worse and worse. Soon your sleeve falls off. So you just need 1 stitch there, that'll do it. If you do it now, later you'll need 9 stitches. And that, of course, is an analogy to other things.
But it depends if you're busy at that point, because if you've got something else that needs doing, that means that isn't being done because you're messing about sorting out a hole in your coat, is what I mean.
Yeah.
You can't always do stuff straight away. So maybe, I don't know if there's a sort of a middle ground where you don't have to do it straight away, but stitching
A stitch sometimes
time,
today.
say in 15 or whatever, meaning you don't have to do it straight away, but just do it before it gets really bad.
Brilliant. Do you think yours is less poetic than a stitch in time saves 9? So yours is, this is what you wanted to be a quote, right? Well, you could do it now, but if you're doing something else, then, well, don't do it immediately, but do it soon so it doesn't get really bad. Karl Pilkington.
No, but it's the same. That's the same way I treat most things in life. It's like I never go to the doctors unless it's really bad.
That is sensible. That is very good advice.
No.
That's brilliant advice
Well,
for
it is,
anyone
though.
listening. Never go to the doctors.
Unless it's really bad.
But that's why a lot of people, die because they don't want to bother the doctor, or they're mildly embarrassed, or they don't know symptoms, bad symptoms. Go to the doctor if you're not sure about something. Like you were terrified to go and have your prostate.
Still not doing it.
Why not?
I wish you wouldn't talk about it, because now Suzanne will listen to this and she'll go, "Oh yeah, you haven't been," and start dragging it up again.
But why are you worried about a qualified doctor?
I don't know what they're doing up there.
What they
What
just
year are we in?
They. What are you talking about? They pop their finger up.
That's what I mean, though.
Why?
Why are they still using the index finger?
What, would you prefer the forefinger or the thumb, would
No.
you?
No, what I mean is, we've got...
Or a thumb on a stick, some kind of thumb on a stick.
Yeah, would you prefer it to
A
be
mechanical thumb, a robot thumb.
Why isn't it just a little camera?
Well, they put the camera up if they initially discover something.
But just put the camera up straight away. If I'm
No,
paying
they
for
don't
the
need
visit.
to. They pop the finger up, feel that the prostate isn't swollen, wiggle it around a little bit up your back passage. What are you worried about?
I don't think they need to do
Are
that.
you
in this
embarrassed?
day
Are
and
you
age.
embarrassed about being in a room with your trousers around your ankles and a little fella's popping
A
his...
little bit, yeah.
Why?
And the other thing is, it's not just that, is it? So you go in there, they check your heart out and that, which to me is the most important thing, because that's what keeps you going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? You've got to go there. You
Yeah.
sat on the bus, stressing out, thinking, oh, in less than half an hour I'm going to have a finger up the arse, right?
What is the problem?
And they go
though?
in, they check your heart, they probably check your testicles and that.
What's up with that? They take your testicles, yeah.
Yeah,
That's...
but it's all building, and you've sat there going, oh, soon that'll be happening.
Yeah.
And that's what puts me off.
So if they just came round when you were asleep, Suzanne just let them in and goes, he's over there, right? Yeah. And they crept up and went, bang. You go, what are you
prefer
doing?
that?
I just don't understand why they don't teach you how to do it yourself.
How can they?
Wow.
How can they teach? Imagine you squatting in a corner with one hand on your bollocks and the other finger up the arse going, it seems to be all right.
Carl, you don't understand the phrase a stitch in time saves 9. I don't think you should be doing any kind of invasive medical research in your own human body.
But then
Who knows what trouble you're going to cause?
No, but then at least
You would get stuck.
Yeah.
You would get stuck.
Suzanne would come out, your fist would be up your own arse. Harry from Canterbury wants to know whether any of us have ever had any cruel nicknames. He claims that he's quite tall and rather hirsute, and he says he's often called Lurch or Wolfie. He's always thought that Carl looks a bit like Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah. No, there's no potato that round, but I suppose you could fashion a potato to be that round.
Yeah.
Maybe we could, if anyone can carve a potato into the roundest head ever, pop a couple of eyes on it.
Make it look as much like Carl as possible.
Exactly.
But yeah, any nicknames? Did you ever have a nickname, Rick?
No, mine was boring. I didn't have any. It was just around the name, like Gerv or something like that. No, I didn't have nicknames.
I always wanted a nickname. I just thought it was quite cool for some reason, particularly because gangsters always seem to have nicknames.
Lefty.
Fingers,
Yeah.
Lefty, yeah. Scarface.
Yeah.
And so I decided that I thought, because no one was giving me a nickname at school, it was kind of annoying, or certainly not to my face,
Yeah.
that I decided to just come up with one.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was at lunch once, and I just said to my mate Phil,
How old were you?
12, 13.
Brilliant.
I just said to him, Phil, don't know if you know, mate, but people aren't calling me Steve anymore. Everyone's calling me Spud now. Now, I don't know why I thought Spud. It's weird. We should talk about Mr. Potato. I don't know why I thought Spud was a cool nickname. I think
It's a grown-up name, though, isn't it?
and it's also because I think it sounded like it was probably either something that you'd find in one of those kids' books, like the Famous Five, or like the Bash Street Kids. There'd be Spud, and I always imagine with Spud, he's not the leader of the gang, but he's a reliable member.
I think
You know
Spud
what I mean?
is the biggest lorry driver in one particular sort of car park.
Yeah.
And here comes Spud.
Yeah.
And he gets out, all right, boys. And he's big and massive, and Spud can eat 2 breakfasts.
Exactly, yeah. But I just, in my mind, it was, that I would be one day part of a gang, and I'm Pinky, this is Jojo, and the tall guy's Spud.
And it didn't catch
it
on,
never
did it?
really caught. And he just went, oh yeah, right. And no one started, and I was hoping he'd go, everyone's calling Steve Spud.
Yeah.
But of course-
Hey, Spud, the first time I said Spud, you go, what?
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be really proud, wouldn't you? No.
Did you have a nickname?
Not really. I mean, there was a lot of people on the estate that I grew up on. Nicknames are big things on estates and that.
Yeah.
A lot of my dad's mates, right? What their nicknames did was tell you about them. Do you know how I said about the Elephant Man's a good name?
Yeah.
Because, you know what you're going to get. If someone said, Elephant Man's popping around in a bit, it wouldn't be a shock when he walked in.
Yeah.
Right? So it worked in that sort of thing. So there was John the Screw, right?
John the Screw?
Yeah.
Well, he had sex a lot, or he worked in a prison?
No, he had a DIY shop. so you had him,
Right.
right? There was Fred the Veg,
Yeah.
which is
I assume it's because he was at the same IQ as you.
Or he was in a coma.
Yeah.
Right.
there was my uncle Tattoo Stan.
All right.
Yeah, he had like loads of tattoos that he'd just done himself.
Oh my
Right.
God.
The problem was, because he did his tattoos himself, the ones on his left arm were really good. Because he was right-handed. On his right arm, rubbish. Right? So there was him.
Great.
And there was Jimmy the Hat.
Jimmy the Hat.
Yeah.
Did he always wear a hat?
No, he didn't. That was the point there. That he never wore a hat.
That's amazing.
Brilliant.
How can you pick up on someone never wearing a hat? How would you ever notice? I'll tell you what, I've noticed something about Jimmy. What?
Go on.
He doesn't wear a hat. Why was he not called Jimmy the Parrot? Because he never carries a parrot.
No, but that's just the way. I mean, that's how they work in it. I mean,
Here comes Jimmy 3 legs. Why'd you call him that? He hasn't got 3 legs.
I didn't really have one apart from I had a CB. Like when you'd go on a CB radio and have a chat to people.
Oh, this was a craze in the was it late 70s, early 80s?
Sort of early 80s.
And it was just short band radio, wasn't it? Everyone had these little handsets and they'd speak to each other in the sort of local area.
Yeah, it was mainly. I think it started off with like
Lorry
truckers
drivers,
and
isn't it?
that.
Yeah, truckers, yeah, because there was that thing from like about 1977,
Convoy.
it was Convoy, yeah.
Yeah, so I had one of them, and the handle. I had 2
Handle
different
mean
names.
is your nickname, your
Yeah,
name?
there's loads of code stuff.
Yeah.
I had a couple. I had there was Pilky 01, because
Right.
like I say, there's a lot of Pilkingtons and that in Manchester. So if someone wants Pilky 02, it's open. Do you know what I mean? They can have it. And then
Like it's people scrabbling. I want a Pilky one.
and then because I did boxing and that,
Well, you did it once.
Yeah.
I'd Boxer Boy, because I thought that's quite a good image as well. That's kind of like people going, oh, don't mess with him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he asks what your handle is, tell him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Boxer Boy and that.
Yeah.
So just had them 2, and I used to just go on there and.
Pointless. What is the point of this?
Well, you just meet people, don't you?
And you
So-
don't meet people. You say, "What's your handle?" They go, "Box Boy." What's yours? Rubber duck. All right, cheers.
No,
It's
but then
ridiculous.
you'll say like, then you go, what's your 20?
What's that mean?
That's where are you?
Well, why don't you say, "Where are you?"
Because just in case there's someone who's listening in who you know, you hear about this all the time, don't you? People listening, jotting stuff down.
Oh, right. So, just in case someone in the world doesn't know what handle means, they're out of the loop. They're out of the loop.
It's not a difficult code to crack, is it? If
Yeah.
you're trying to track someone.
It's hardly the head of the mafia talking to each other because the FBI are on the wire. It's ridiculous. Like, I go, oh, he keeps saying that, what's your handle? And they come back with something else. I can't work out what's going on.
No, it's like anything, isn't it? That's what codes are all about, isn't it? You set them up and that.
Go on, and tell me the code then.
Reveal at long last to the world what
Yeah.
these codes are.
Right, so
Yeah.
what's your 20? Where are you?
This is better than the Enigma.
Yeah.
Right, now here we go.
Right.
How many candles are you burning?
Does that mean how big's your car or something like that? Horsepower or something?
See? No, that's
Oh,
how old
what
are you?
time is it?
No, how old are you?
What, how old are you? Okay.
Right.
Right.
How many candles are you burning, of course?
Yeah.
So what's the answer come back?
You go,
I'm 15.
14.
Brilliant. That code, there's no one going to work that out. I wish you'd have kept a diary of this, because this has been fascinating.
Now and again, someone will come in and go, side on, right?
What's that mean?
And that means, like, there's someone sat there listening into this chat and going, this sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
And they want to join in, so they sort of go side on, you go side on, bring it in, right? And they go, all right.
How many candles are you burning?
Yeah. What's your 20?
Thus it goes round again.
Yeah.
See you later. What's your 20? How many candles are you burning?
Oh.
And, I mean, it seems to me that what you should have done is made a note the first time, so that when you then speak to them again, you don't need to ask them those questions. Can I just confirm that you're burning 15?
A retro cut there, Thin Lizzy. Don't believe a word. On XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant. Bubba-doo-boo. Who's that over there? It's Carly Pilk Boys. You alright, Carl?
that's clever.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, yeah.
Yeah, come on, up, bigga bagadoo. Up, yeah? Project. There's people out there wanting to, cheer up their Saturday afternoon. We're the boys for it, yeah? We're like quick fitters. Come on.
All right, Carl.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm all right. I'm up for it.
That's it. This is the height of excitement.
This is it, is it?
That's
This
how
is
you sound when you're 100%
This is you
excited.
off your head, is it? High on life. Christ. What did Suzanne say about you saying about a big ass? Go on.
She heard about it.
Should we recap
Yeah.
what happened last week?
Well, the week before, he said that her haircut looked like Dave Hill from Slade. She didn't like that. So next week I said she was a bit grumpy. He went, yeah, I didn't mention her fat ass. Still thinking that she would never hear about this.
Yeah.
What happened when you went home?
She heard about that off her mate,
Yeah.
and we sorted it out. Didn't have to buy her anything. I just sort of said, come on, you know what the show's about and that. Stop moaning. Right. That was all right until about Thursday, when I was reading about, do you know, like they say, there's like two worlds and that, and whatever I'm doing now here, there's another one of me doing the same.
Yeah. But,
Well, no, he's probably taking some time off. He's probably having a week off.
yeah. Go on.
But I was just talking about that, and she was saying, nah, that doesn't happen. And I sort of said, well, they definitely won't have a haircut like yours. Right?
Then
And
again.
that sort of started the argument again.
It's almost like you haven't learnt your lesson. Also, it's like you're talking about it again on air almost, in a way, so our mates could hear again. It's very short.
Shall we do it
learning
again
curve.
now? Shall we do it again?
You know, Carl, if there was if I cut a hole in a box and you knew there was an orange in there, right, and you put your hand in, would you be stuck there trying to get that orange out, do you think? Or would you just like let it go and sort of tip it upside down to get it out?
What do you mean?
I think that answers your question. Is that a cardboard box on your hand? So is there any other things you want to criticise Suzanne for while we're on air? Anything else? Anything that's been niggling that you feel you should get off your chest? The hair, the arse.
Nah, leave
No,
it.
everything
leave
else
it.
is
Yeah,
fine.
leave it.
Leave it. I think so.
Okay.
That's good. I think leave it. Well done.
Now can we just check what other big Carl features have we got today? We got Monkey News.
Got Monkey News
That's
coming
important,
up. Yeah,
yeah.
got a bit of got Rockbusters
Uh-huh.
and the film thing. That
Still not got a name.
Yeah.
The film thing.
just me in a film and that.
Mhm.
And
Brilliant.
this week we're digging out the old the one when I'm in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Right, so you're going to make
Jack
an appearance.
Nicholson, brilliant film.
Yeah, brilliant film. It was my favourite film till I saw Godfather.
It's better than that.
Well, you know, yeah, some would say that, yeah.
No, it is. The storyline's more interesting. Than
I
that,
didn't know there was an actual answer. I didn't. Sorry, it's what's best?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Is it?
Nest.
Okay.
fact,
Oh,
Rick.
oh, right. Okay. Where's Godfather? Because I want to know. Because I don't embarrass myself. Or is it my fourth favourite film or something? Or
Probably about fifth.
is my fifth favourite film? Is it? Brilliant.
Talking of lists,
I suppose I like Kez and the Elephant Man. Do I?
Do you?
lists, Rick. I don't know if you saw in the paper. I think it's on TV this evening. It's as voted for by viewers of VH1,
Yeah.
the music channel, and they've basically come up with a list of the greatest pop culture icons ever. There's 100.
Where's Elvis?
So Elvis, for instance, is number 3.
Jimmy Dean in there?
James Dean is in there. I think he's a bit lower. Let me see. He's number 22. We got David Beckham at number 1.
Oh wow. Okay. Well then, so Robbie Williams is in there. So it's British bias.
Yeah, Robbie Williams is number 9. He's just below ABBA.
Oh
Number
okay.
8. But interestingly, this is of interest to you, I think. Number 66,
Yeah.
The Office.
That's all right.
Well, it is, Rick. It's nice that the show is in there, and that's a very flattering thing. I tell you what cheapens it. I tell you what undermines it.
Yeah.
The things that are lower in the list than the show.
Oh God. So we've beaten.
Well,
on.
give me a little test.
Yeah.
Higher or lower? Do you think this is higher, near the top of most important pop culture icons, or lower than ours? Okay, I'm going to give you Superman.
Well. International, been around since the 30s, one of the biggest icons on the planet. I'll say higher.
Lower.
But yeah.
Ludicrous.
Okay.
Do you think higher
So-
or lower? Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon. This guy's been to the moon.
Well, I'd say lower then.
Lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that saying the people behind the rocket or just him? Because he just sat in it, didn't he? He just sat there, he didn't do anything.
No, but it's
it's
the
what
icon.
he's
it's
symbolic
not,
of.
It's not how much work went into it.
Alright.
A few others.
What about things like Coca-Cola?
Oh no, they don't really count. It tends to be.
Oh, so it's
for some
not-
reason, they don't feature. I mean, Mickey Mouse is in there. What do you make? What do you reckon? Tom Cruise, higher or lower? Tom Cruise is the #1 box office movie star in the world.
Well, presumably lower
He's
then.
lower. He's number 81. Just about scraped in there. And it really is a list drawn up by people who've just sat at home and looked along their video and book collection.
Yeah.
Office, yeah, that's good.
Well, I think it is a reflection of that, but it's always the same that they, you do an HMV poll, and it's Pet Sounds, Revolver, Let's Get It On,
Yeah.
Robbie Williams, Life Through a Lens. Because it's, you know, it's the people that vote, it's a reflection of, like, those massive, you
Yeah.
know, what's big at the moment. I was the most powerful man in comedy, let's not forget.
Yes.
1 year ago.
Yeah.
Wonder where I'll be this year.
See, if that had been the laziest man in comedy, you'd have got my vote. Interestingly, though, at number 26, Karl Pilkington.
Oh, imagine. All possibilities. Badly Drawn Boy on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, and little Carly Pilcoids.
Rick, Susie's emailed.
Yeah.
She wondered if you could give a massive hello to Hannah and Charlotte and all in the sixth form at Cobthall School.
Yeah.
She told them to listen. Would you give them a massive
Yeah,
hello?
shout out, yeah,
nice
massive.
respect, man.
Where are they from?
I don't know, I can't quite pronounce it. Cobthall School?
Cobthall
Or-
Massive.
Yeah.
They're probably
Cobthall
known
Massive,
as.
yeah. So good luck to Suze and Hans and
When
Charles.
did we start doing
I feel we should,
dedications?
because I've always felt that's just something that's lacking on the show. Interaction with the audience, you know?
Interesting only to the one person whose
Yeah,
name is
always,
mentioned.
of course. But
Yeah.
that's how proper DJs fill out their time. They don't talk about monkeys and, you know, and all that kind of drivel.
Oh, do you think monkeys are drivel, Carl?
Well, we'll still be doing a bit of monkey news. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
how
yeah.
much you have a pop at it. It's coming up in a bit.
Yeah.
Got some good stuff this week. I
Looking
know
forward to
it's been a bit dull
Yeah.
last 2 weeks.
Well, no, it's not been dull. It's been totally untrue.
As ever.
Bordering on the impossible. I mean, monkey dating, saying what tree are we meeting in? You believe that sort of drivel. So, I mean, oh, God. Jonathan Ross told a story about a chimpanzee once. It was about, but it was about how it escaped from the zoo,
Yeah.
and it jumped on a bus.
Right.
Okay. Interesting. Funny.
I
right?
did that one.
But it's possible, is there possibility in that
Yeah,
one
but
being true?
I did that one.
I think you said something like he drove the bus, or he was conducting it, or
I
collecting
think you
fares.
said he took it to Spain. Do you see the difference? It's that little stretch of credibility that means it's all shite.
How is Jonathan Ross? Alright? Is he? I wondered how long it would take before his name popped up. How is he? How is the old mushroom? Looking forward to his birthday Monday?
Oh dear. Yeah.
I don't know if any of the listeners, saw Ricky on Jonathan Ross's TV show last night.
Yeah.
What? I mean, man alive.
What?
Well, that's not an interview. How is that an interview?
What?
It's not, he wasn't interviewing you, it's like two pals just having a laugh. And if we it was like it was a family do, and you just happened to film it and stick it on the telly. My friend made a good point, it was like any minute his kids were gonna pop out, sit on that sofa next to you and go, "Oh, Uncle Ricky, do the little dance." It was unbelievable. I mean, what were you wearing, for a start? What's that? Some tatty old jumper like you'd just been doing some Artexing and you'd gone pot round with it, we're having a couple of drinks.
That was Lambretta.
Was it inside out?
Trendy jumper.
How do you keep getting things with the St. George cross on it?
What do you mean? That's the only one I've
You've got loads of stuff. T-shirts, jumpers, shoes.
No, I've got a Union Jack.
Underpants.
What's it? A French Connection
But that's
one.
that's not my concern.
Underpants. I haven't got any underpants.
That's not my concern, no. It's
But-
just the fact that, I mean, firstly,
Yeah.
the fact that Ricky, for those of you who don't realise, Ricky is friends with Jonathan Ross. They are friends. Now, they've only known each other, what, a year maybe?
About 2, yeah.
It's less, I think it's less than 2. And what worries me is, the friendship's too close.
What do you mean?
Because you're over 40. You see, it seems to me that after the age of 25, men should not be becoming really close friends with other men. It should be like you've had all your friends, you made them at university, at school, and if you were in any walk of life and you met someone at a party or a pub, even if you got on, you would not be phoning them every other day, like going to an awards. What are you wearing, Jonathan? I've heard this conversation. What are you wearing? I think I might wear this. Is it too formal? Is that going to be too formal?
That's not true.
It is.
That's
You're
not
always
true.
on the phone to him. You're always chatting. I'm just going to pop around. Oh, I'm just going to play some tennis.
Yeah, we play tennis.
Always hanging out with the guy, and it's to me it's unhealthy. And this, it's just bled over now onto TV.
hold on,
So,
one minute, one minute.
Whoa. So you're there. It's like, I'll tell you what it reminded me of: Des O'Connor and Jethro coming on to plug his live video.
Or Tarvey and Kenny Lynch.
And then at the end of the interview, after they've been, mutually backslapping,
Yeah.
he gave you a pet.
Coldplay and In My Place on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve Merchant.
Hello
Steve,
there,
how's it
hello,
going?
lovely
Good,
to be here, yeah.
Carl Pilkington there, pressing the buttons.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
How long can you maintain it?
I'm bored already.
Yeah, already bored of doing
Bored already.
that. Every week you start it the same way.
Yeah.
That was not bad though, you actually grammatically made sense, which is
Really?
impressive. Yeah.
Thanks
So,
very much.
a rare treat indeed from
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais.
Some of the listeners have already worked out. Got nothing to say at all.
Sure.
Haven't prepared again.
No.
We did come in half hour early to prepare, but instead me and Carl were playing. You had to flick the football into the bin.
Right.
We had 5 goes each, or the world was going to end.
Okay.
And that took up.
That took up a good 25 minutes.
Yeah, I liked it when we came back, and then we started just trying to beat each other in the corridor, and I beat him. I scored a goal. He was gutted because he thought he fancied himself at football, and I beat him. And I was knackered and sweating.
Yeah.
As I walked back to you about 5 minutes ago, you were looking through the records. You went, and this was lovely. You went. Well, we've done the preparation then.
Yeah.
Like a sarcastic teacher.
Yeah, like a teenager, like an annoyed teenager, whose parents have embarrassed him once again. And you beat Carl, did you?
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not particularly.
I'm not good at football,
Well,
no.
you're not particularly nimble on your feet.
Oh, come
No,
on.
you're not. Douglas Bader is more nimble.
I'm alright. I'm
You're
alright. But Carl's sort of, I think he's got more skills than me, but he hasn't got the aggression and the weight.
Yeah.
So I just pushed him aside.
Yeah, good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
I'm going on holiday.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm not here next week. What are you gonna do, Carl? Are you gonna do the best of or something next week, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what we've got to sort out.
Well, I can't sort it out. I've got to go to the airport after
No,
it.
straight after the show you've got to do some links.
No,
so
I'm not doing any links. I said I wouldn't, so...
That's what we planned.
No, we didn't. I said I'd do some during the show, and then you
I
could...
thought you were joking.
I honestly can't do it today, so we do some during the show. What are you gonna do? Just put the shows that we've done in this year?
Sorry, guys. I hate to interrupt. This is the sort of stuff we should have been discussing when you were playing football.
I know. Play what are you gonna play?
Let's have a bit of Foo Fighters. Let's
Okay.
just discuss this off there.
Okay. Foo Fighters there, learning to fly. Steve, I hope the pilot that I get today flying the plane that I'm going on holiday in has already learned to fly.
Oh, well done. That is dynamite. That's that's a textbook link.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
What's the story?
Yeah.
Where are you off to?
Sorrento.
Where's that?
sort of South Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
What are you like on holiday? Are you a nightmare? Are you the like?
Well,
Because you're quite. But you're quite. I mean, obviously, you know, I've often said on the radio before that I mean, spending any length of time with you is one of the most unbearable things I've ever had to do. I mean, spending a week with you is nightmarish, and sharing any kind of accommodation is. Do you know what I mean? No, seriously. I mean, it's like hell. It's like a living hell. It's like having a teenager.
No, just do.
It's like having a sort of teenage kid who can't be entertained by anything.
Just chill out.
Just chill out, dude. Just Max, relax.
Yeah, Max, relax.
Yeah, sure. And do you? And so, if you're in somewhere like Italy, like somewhere like that, because obviously a very beautiful city and very cultured and stuff. Is that something that you enjoy? Do you enjoy the culture of that, the beautiful architecture that's there?
A hotel's the same anywhere. Because as long as there's room service and a nice swimming pool and it's nice weather.
Sure.
If it's not, I'm annoyed. And I need to blame someone.
And is it true that you go? Because you go to Italy most years, don't you? Is that because that's the only food you like?
I like pasta and pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been to other places. I went to France once, and that you can't explain to them to cook it just cook it properly. I don't want any to cook it. There's blood in the middle of that.
Yeah, sure.
Hungary, it was just, I went there for a while and I couldn't identify the animals they were killing for me.
Yeah.
So, and I know quite a lot about natural history.
Sure.
And I couldn't identify what was on the plate, so I don't.
Came
I'm a bit
early,
squeamish.
did you, after a couple of days?
No, I just got annoyed and I went to McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, that's the great thing about McDonald's, is they are in most major cities.
No, but you can't go wrong with
So if I was
pasta
with you on
and pizza.
holiday and you know, and we were hanging out or whatever, and I took you to say maybe a beautiful cathedral, is that something you'd enjoy? I can't quite imagine you actually taking the time to.
Well, as long as it's not a very long walk, we don't have to stay there more than a couple of minutes. I'd love to look around places.
Right, so you'd look at the cathedral.
Yeah.
That's taken, you know, that takes people's breath away. You know, people travel from around the world to see that. You would. And how long would you stay
travel around the world to see it. I think they go somewhere and they go, well, we might as well look at the cathedral. You can't miss it. They're huge.
Yeah. And would you sort of spend any time looking at that? Would you just sort of soak in the atmosphere for a moment, or would you?
I'd look at it and I'd go, that's brilliant. And then if there was any sort of soaking in, I can do that later when there's nothing to look at.
Right. What
there's less to do.
Your memory of it later when you're in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure, you know.
And would you? So can you be kind of in awe of something like that?
Yeah.
Beautiful architecture.
Well,
and the fact
if it's big, okay. If I go in the cathedral and it's I've seen bigger, I go, oh, I've seen bigger. If it's the biggest I've seen, I go, that is huge.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That lets you off.
Yeah.
Sure, because you're a sort of man who gets bored, and this is true, Carl, you may not be the fluent in this. Ricky Gervais is a man who gets bored drinking a glass of water.
It's boring.
Because it's not flavoursome enough.
No, it's not
got enough flavour.
It's absolute the only Jane's got me onto fizzy water, which at least got something there.
Right.
But I only drink that when I'm sort of dehydrated in the middle of the night. I never drink a drink of water.
No.
It is boring.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's why you've always got headaches, and you're always
apparently
moaning and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's one of the reasons I hate you. But when I say hate you, I don't mean I hate you. I didn't mean I didn't mean to blurt it out that strongly. What I mean is, if I'm spending a lot of time with you,
once he said, well, we're in the BBC canteen, and I was sort of like, and he just put his knife forward, and I said, I'm never eating with you again. I said, what's the matter? He said, you annoy me. I hate eating with you. It annoys me. It looks like a child food. It's just, you eat chips and sausage and rubbish. You don't eat, look at you don't touch your vegetables, you don't drink water. He said, he really got annoyed.
I was, because you've got this, like, this hatred of anything that's good for you. You won't eat any form of salad. You just—
Why do I eat salad?
Because it's good for you and
lettuce is boring. Lettuce is absolutely boring. Cucumber boring.
But the thing is, you see, I admit that lettuce and cucumber have not got much flavour, but that's why people will add, say, in Italy, they'll add a lovely dressing. Maybe some olive oil, maybe some balsamic vinegar.
Well, you've embarrassed yourself, because the good thing about a nice, mature lump of cheddar cheese is you don't have to have any dressing.
Although you add some anyway.
I put a little bit of olive oil in it, and maybe some mayonnaise.
Maybe some Thousand Island dressing.
On a Ritz cracker, you don't need it, it's just extra.
Sure. Well, good luck. I noticed you're wearing is this your travelling gear? You've got the sweatpants and the t-shirt, the free t-shirt.
Yeah.
Looking to get an upgrade, are you? Or?
I'm going first class anyway.
Sure.
Badly drawn boy, spitting in the wind on XFM 104.9.
Are you going to be taking in any of the culture in Italy? Is that something you do?
Yeah.
The opera?
Don't know about the opera. I've never been to the opera. I do like a bit of opera. Yeah, I wouldn't sit through a whole one, but I mean, I like the songs they take from it for that World Cup one. And those two fat birds that they sung in Shawshank Redemption was good.
Yes.
But, I think, I haven't gone into it extensively. I haven't studied the art.
The art of opera.
Also, it's in foreign, so you don't really know what's happening.
It's in foreign.
Yeah. So you don't really—
That's annoying for you.
Yeah.
What about, are you a fan of any of the great English operas? Like, the Pirates of Penzance?
Yeah. Gilbert and Sullivan. To me, Gilbert and Sullivan were like probably
their day equivalent of like Richard Stilgo getting together with Tony Slattery, and then 100 years later people go, it's brilliant. It is like they might as well I don't know, make any episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Right, yeah.
Into an opera, and in 200 years' time we're going, that's genius.
Yeah.
Listen to this one, look, this is Party Quirks.
Yeah, Amdram Societies. They do
Yeah, yeah.
World Step. Because I was in the Pirates of Penzance once in an amateur production.
You used to like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I did, that was,
although
yeah,
I
from
did
The
watch
Sims.
it when it first came on Channel 4 about 15, 20 years ago.
But we did the Pirates of Penzance when I was in an amateur dramatic society in Bristol, the Bristol Operatic Society, Light Operatic Society. I don't know why I was involved, because I can't sing. My audition, I thought, this is how desperate they were for blokes. I swear to God, right, I can't sing, you know.
Well, you?
Yeah, alright, calm down. And, I went in and they said, so what are you gonna sing? I went, well, I wanna surprise you. They said, do you want a piano accompaniment? I said, no, I don't think so. I went to the back, I swear to God, I went to the back of the room and I just sang, Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing, Thumbelina dance, Thumbelina sing, Thumbelina, what's the difference if you're very small? 'Cause when your heart is full of love, you're 6 feet tall. I just did that. And they just looked at me like I was the weirdest freak they'd ever had. Immediately put me in the chorus, because that was how desperate they were for blokes. We rehearsed it. I couldn't remember the lyrics.
Thank God you were doing Thumbelina.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
but
dear.
I couldn't remember the lyrics.
What was it
love of
for? Was it Gilbert and Sullivan?
It was the Pirates of Penzance.
Oh.
There weren't enough blokes, right, so that we had to double up. So some of the pirates had to double up as the policemen who were chasing the pirates. Little bit problematic in the scene when the policemen and the pirates have a fight. That was a little bit tricky. And then worse things, there's this sequence where, like, the sort of the daughters of the Major General, all kind of like, oh, beautiful, something like, you know, oh, beautiful little girls are we, la 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 la. And the women they must have all been over 40. I mean, real kind of toothless crones, creeping around in their 90s.
Is it the sort of women that buy one of those sort of porcelain dolls
Exactly.
from the TV and go,
Yeah.
look, I've had a baby. It's not a real baby. It is a real baby. I'm gonna stab you.
Yeah.
One of those.
Exactly. It's the sort of women that you'd see maybe on TV's Bargain Hunt. You know, the kind of contestants you get on there. Those are women who sort of, they're in Amdram and they think they've clung on to their looks, but they'd have never made it in the guy who was playing there's a guy who's supposed to be an 18-year-old prince, an 18-year-old pirate, the Pirate King. He must have been 40 if he was a day. He also directed the show though, so he got to prance around in these thigh-high boots. Ludicrous. It was so embarrassing. It was shameful, really.
I'd love to go to Amdram.
Amdram is a whole other world. It's such an incredible place. Because there's so much backbiting and envy and...
Really?
Oh, it's incredible. It's worse than the real world of theatre and TV. It's unbelievable. Because the same old people get to do it every year because they can hold a note.
Can we go along?
You would absolutely adore it, Gervais. It is
Just film it, a secret camera.
blinding.
Have you ever done anything in a play, Pilk?
We know this. Carl, you've performed,
Just
haven't
did the talent show, didn't I?
you? Yeah.
Oh, the talent show, yeah.
Remind us of the talent show.
And, that's when I did Walk Like an Egyptian, dressed up as a woman,
Yeah, yeah.
and did me magic trick,
Oh, that's that. Is it an egg?
the egg one.
Yeah.
What was the egg one again?
When actually I've ruined it now saying the egg one, but I went on stage with like an hanky,
Yeah.
and I said, at this point I was dressed up as a caretaker in it.
Sure.
Don't know why, can't remember.
No.
I was stood there with this hanky over my hand.
Yeah.
I said, right, you're gonna love this one.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna make a bird appear in front of your eyes, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh god, what's it gonna do? So I'm stood there,
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
pulled the hanky off,
It was an egg.
had an egg, and I said, oh, it hasn't been born yet.
That's brilliant.
They loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went wild for it, did they? Round of applause.
Yeah.
How old were you? Was that when you were like 17?
Was that, apart from your paper round, was that the high point of your life so far? Is that what's the
No, I didn't really
Carl,
want to
I'd
do
like
it.
to see you take that on the road. Or maybe at least up to the Edinburgh Festival next year.